OpenMRS to DHIS2. Today is May 24 and it is exactly 3:10 p.m. in the afternoon. Some quick announcements before we start our session. If you are having problems, please notify us. So some quick announcements before we start our session. Number one, we're using Cisco WebEx as platform for our meeting. And if you are encountering problems on your connection, please log out the session and rejoin the meeting room immediately. Number two, your mic will be muted for the rest of the hour. But if you have questions, you can type it either in the chat box or you can click the raise your hand button on your screen so that you can directly ask your question to the speaker. In this AeHIN Hour, we allow that you voice over your question so that you can interact with our speaker. So after our meeting, do not forget to accomplish the evaluation survey of this AeHIN Hour. I will be sending that to you via email. And once you accomplish it, we can send you more information, readings, and other resources on our topic today. So last week, I sent the meeting slides of Christine as well as the links on how she was able to do the translation of the codes from patient-specific data to aggregated data. And lastly, please stand by for a photo taking session so we can document your virtual presence in our AeHIN Hour. If you are ready to participate, I'll again introduce to you our speaker because some of our participants this afternoon were not in our session last time. So our speaker for this afternoon is Christine Ceblano. She is a clinical nurse in training and at the same time a health informatics professional pursuing her Master's of Science in Health Informatics at the University of the Philippines, Manila. Currently, she is a research associate at the University of the Philippines National Telehealth Center, where her work involves developing software and application for the Community Health Information Tracking System, or CHIPS, the first EMR for government health facilities in the Philippines. She's also instrumental in developing the RX Box, a biomedical device capable of transmitting physiologic signals. It is also integrated with CHIPS. And recently, as we have said last time, she has participated in the Forum Informatika Kesehatan Indonesia, and we're very glad that she gave us another time to discuss and extend our discourse on translating OpenMRS data to aggregated data via DHIS2. So please welcome our speaker for this afternoon, Christine Ceblano. Christine?
Hello. Hello, Ali.
Hello. We can now hear you.
Okay.
So, Christine, I'm now turning you as the presenter of our meeting today.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, can you hear me? I'm Christine Ceblano from the National Telehealth Center, and I'm here to discuss about translating OpenMRS to DHIS2. Translating OpenMRS to DHIS2. So I'm here to discuss about how we could translate from patient-specific data from OpenMRS, or an open source medical record system, to an aggregate data in the district health information system to our DHIS2. As you can see in this picture, the different patient or the different individual level data are being categorized and grouped together in such a way that they are classified into something meaningful. They will be aggregated into reports or some information that will be valuable to the decision maker in health field. Can you see this picture?
And we can see the
this
picture.
I'll just show the scenario in the, okay. This is a scenario in the Philippines wherein local health center is the building or the location of the local health center where the patients in a community go to get their patient services or health services. These people actually are from the OpenMRS, and the thing I want to share with this picture is because of the sign at the yellow part, PhilHealth, your partner in health. Can you see PhilHealth? Yes. So PhilHealth is an insurance system, insurance company in the Philippines. That's the OpenMRS. Thanks, Fatima. Okay. So PhilHealth has some sort of help or sustenance for the different health establishment or health facility in the Philippines. I'll show you what they're saying. For example, this guy with the red shirt who said, "We use CHITS OpenMRS for your patient records." Okay. For those who attended last time, the CHITS OpenMRS or the CHITS or Community Health Information Tracking System is the electronic medical record that is developed by the National Telehealth Center, and it is the first EMR for government health facility in the Philippines. And then the other one, this girl, actually we know, I think some of you know her. She's Dawn Smith of OpenMRS. She's organizing the event, implementers meeting. So she said, for example, PhilHealth is an insurance company where they submit their aggregate reports like PCB A2 and A4 forms. So later, I'll show you how the CHITS OpenMRS and then did submit those records or those aggregated data to PhilHealth in the form of the A2 and A4. Okay, this girl or the doctor said, but how do they submit their reports from CHITS OpenMRS to PhilHealth? So now begin my discussion on the steps and how to submit aggregate data from CHITS OpenMRS to PhilHealth. If you remember last time, Bob Jolliffe, which is the main author of the DHIS2 reporting module, somehow explained to one of the participants that we should not actually ask how to integrate or how to translate data from OpenMRS to DHIS or like PhilHealth's DHIS, because the main thing we need to know is we need to understand how do we want to use the data, what is the flow or how we would like to pass the data from the electronic medical record of individual to aggregate data in such a way that it will be useful for decision making. So as you can see, I put here the materials and procedure, because before we can do everything or we can make the translation or the aggregation, we need first to have these materials. Like in experiment, we prepare what we need before we can do our task. So the materials, for example, is the report forms. Can you share what the report forms are in my? Can you guess what's the report form for this presentation?
Anyone? Maybe you can type it in the chat box if you want to respond. So far, they're silent. Just ready to continue.
So it's A2 and A4, of course, of PhilHealth. They have the report forms wherein previously the health workers would just write and then send it to them. But now, because of the DHIS2 power to aggregate we'll discuss how this would be transformed from the paper to electronic. And of course, we need to have the unique facility code. Without the unique facility code, how can we know which is which? I mean, which health center passed their data? If they have the same, for example, my health center is named Project 7, and the other one is also Project 7 from different province, and then there'd be confusion, and we would know that the data quality is not good, and even the aggregation is worthless. Okay. So now we have the materials, and of course we have the OpenMRS and DHIS2 set up. Now we go to the procedure. I think this procedure is what excites us the most. So I'll show to you what the procedures are. So because this task is actually the process of the aggregation is a bit long, I'd rather have them summarized into 4 steps, which is done by the implementers, and then 3 steps, care of the users. You have the facility code. Wow, you already have the material. You are now ready to proceed to the procedure. Okay, so since what do I mean about the implementer and who are the users that I'm talking about? The implementers, for example, are the National Trial Center or the entity or the organizations like you who are in your working that you'll install those applications or set up those things, and then the users would do them, would maintain it. Okay, I'll show you the paper form of the A2. Do you have the same, almost the same forms, report forms in your facility or in your country? I'm not sure if you have the same, but basically here we have the different sections, like of course, since it's insurance company, they have this collection of the profile of their members, and of course, the health data of their members, dependents. As you can see, the right side, the lower right, there's hypertension, adult with BP less than 140, 90 millimeters mercury. So I'd like you to check or look at the different health fields or data, so that we could, from this paper, which is the report design or report form, we could make one for the DHIS. And then this one is for the A4 and the benefits being provided to the members or the dependents of the PhilHealth. Okay. This idea has this working, yes. So next, the materials. The next is the unique facility code. This, of course, is not the true facility code in the Philippines or the DHIS code for the health facility. Yeah, this is why we're delayed, because it took long before they finalized also the organization units to gather the different, where to get the list of facilities. I think the PhilHealth gets their facility code from the DOH. So the Department of Health would be the one, or the Ministry of Health in your country may be the one responsible to take note of the different health facilities, and then they'd assign specific unique facility code for the identity. So I'll now proceed to the procedure. For the implementers, we have 4. Okay. First is the OpenMRS setup for the DHIS2 reporting module. Second is the preparation of required dataset of DHIS2. Third is the template formulation. I'll discuss more later. And the last is importing the template into that OpenMRS module. So why do I separate these implementers aside from the fact that they're the implementer? Because all these things, all these 4 steps or 4 tasks of the implementers need to be done only once. Whereas the task for the user, they would be done regularly, several times I submit this one, okay? So these four, we only need to be done once. Okay? Can you see this slide? Are the people, the lower part, the lower left? Okay, before again I introduce the DHIS2 reporting module, I'd like to give credit to these people, like of course our Bob Jollis, which is the original author of the OpenMRS DHIS2 reporting module. It's very kind to help us, the Philippines, to customize or make use of his module for this purpose. And then Saptarshi Porkayasa is actually the one who will able to reach him and he guided us about those steps. And of course, Dr. Alvin Marcelo, and our e-health expert and also our participant today that led us to connect our very own CHIS, the Community Health Information Tracking System, to PhilHealth HIS. Actually, she's not only trying to connect CHIS, but she's also asking other health information systems. Of course, it would not be possible without the support of the University of Oslo, like Noah Spring and others, animal authority. So, for this DHIS2 reporting module, the two main components of course are two. First, since this session is about more on the demo, the first is the installation of the OpenMRS module named DHIS2 reporting module. Okay. So it's very easy to follow. Actually, given these slides, you can do your own setup, or hopefully you'd successfully make your own reports electronic to DHIS and both connect to OpenMRS and DHIS. So go to your Sheets link, OpenMRS link, like localhost 8080 or whatever link you have for that. Of course, log in, and then you can see the red. Can you see the red circle, oval? Okay.
Where's that? Ayan. There, we can see now.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So I put some oval so you can easily see what I'm saying because of the screen. So click the administration, the left lowest button of the left panel. And then you'll be directed to, of course, the interface. This is, even though the interface is cheap, this administration and the content is, of course, OpenMRS. So this is similar to our OpenMRS. So click Manage Module, below section of the DHIS2 reporting module. Very easy. Next. Oops. Okay. I think some slides but some slides I'll just make a demo also later. And then aside from the installation, of course, of the we have to do our own customization of our OpenMRS to make it prepared to submit the data to PhilHealth. So from after you've been able to install, actually it's very easy. Admin upload modules, then it will automatically show that you have the DHIS2 module. Now you can do is to check if your OpenMRS database has the location that is compatible with the organization unit of the DHIS. Okay. And then, of course, okay. And then next we have to prepare the required data sets of DHIS2. In the preparation of the required data in DHIS2, you are expected to do forecasts. For example, first is to analyze based on the paper form. Remember, we have the paper form A2 and then A4. In the paper form, we could see that, for example, I mentioned the adult with BP less than 140/90. And then after that, you could understand what needs to be metadata, what's the data element, what's the concept, what's the indicator, which I discussed later. And then we need to prepare the required data set. Data set, if you're familiar with DHIS2, data set is sort of like the design or the set of the data. It's like the report form itself. And then, of course, letter E is the preparing assignments of data set to specific health facilities. Because not everyone, for example, you don't want a province to submit their data, their PCBA to, for example, to insurance system like PhilHealth, when what they want is not the province, but the health facility beneath it, under it. So analyze for the metadata needed for specific field or needed to report. I'll give you an example. Okay. This is a report form from what I've shown before. Can you see it? The red circle?
Yes, Tin. We can see your screen.
Okay. So from there, there's the intersection of pregnant, female pregnant, and adult with BP less than 140/90 millimeters mercury. And of course, this is under the forms of PhilHealth. So what they want to know is that the data or the aggregate data they're getting is from exactly their members or dependents. Okay. So I'd like to give you a short test, or just a guess or something. What do you think could be, of course there are many possible answers, but what do you think could be the data element based on the intersection? If you were to select what's the possible data element for this specific circle? Anyone? BP. Okay. Thank you, Fatima. Well, I'll show you what's the data element and the category combination. So you're right. It's adult with BP less than 140/90 millimeters mercury. More or less, I observed that in most data elements, it's the health data they're most concerned for the data element. Although, of course, it also varies. And then the remaining components, how they are being classified, how they are being gathered. Remember the pie before with the different people? So we can consider them as the category. For example, a section of that pie, they have the BP of less than 140/90, but we only want to know those with gender, pregnancy status, those based from the pregnant and female. You can see gender, pregnancy status, and membership. Why membership? Because we want to know if it's also from as a member or dependent of PhilHealth. And then the last is the category combination, membership, gender with PS combo. Okay. I'll show you how we would like to utilize these three metadata. So preparing the required metadata. When you go to the PhilHealth DHIS2, you could click, of course you log in. You could click the maintenance tab on the top menu, or log in. Maintenance, and then click the data elements and indicators. Actually in some trainings of DHIS2, this could serve as your somehow training also. So data elements and indicators below the maintenance tab menu, and then you'd be directed here. But why do I start with the data element category section in the central area? Why not the data element first? Why not the data element category combination? I'll show you why. Because at first, I actually always start with the data elements before doing the data category. But I realized that it would be redundant. You'll have to go to know first the category before you make the filling up of the data elements. Okay? So once you're in the data element, you could, okay, yes, you could ask the better picture. So now we're here at the data element. Remember, we're talking about the female pregnant with BP less than 140/90. That is member of the health. So here, one of the category that we'd like is the gender with pregnancy status. Because it's just default, and what's important is the name and then the options that you show. So the option for this category is that it could be male uncategorized, female pregnant, female non-pregnant. I asked myself before, why not just make gender and then another data element category for pregnancy status? Well, it's possible, but if that's the case, when you separate them, then there would be an option to make a male which is pregnant, so it's not advisable. To avoid those errors, as much as possible, we customize it to fit the context in the health care. Or, yeah. So, you see, aside from add new, you can edit this data element as you did. It's just similar. So next, after doing the data element category, which is the gender with pregnancy status, and also the other one, I didn't just make a screenshot, but we could also make the membership, like is it dependent or health member, or the level of membership. And the next is the maintenance. You click again the maintenance, same to a while ago, and then the data elements and indicators.
Yes.
And then, of course, we go back again to this screen. But now, after the data element category, we click now the data element category combination. So when we click this one,
Here, Tin, can you hear me? There is one question here. I would just like to interrupt you from Dr. Raymond. Instead of screenshot, can we be able to see this in actuality? For example, logging in and how you can do this.
Yes.
I think you were going to have a demonstration if the time allows.
Yeah, I plan to do that later.
Okay.
Although the first part is more on short screenshot, although I somehow jump from screenshot to another.
Okay, that's just fine. We still have around 10 to 15 minutes to do that later.
Okay.
Maybe 10 minutes.
So,
okay.
Okay, add new, and then we make the data element, which is the adult with BP less than 140/90. Look at this, the sentence I made statement. That the code here is required because at first, when the PhilHealth DHIS2 form is created, there's no code yet. So we cannot do the aggregation if there's no code for that data element. So don't forget that field. And then look at the third to the last combination categories, membership with gender with PS combo. So we need to get the data element category first. And then after getting the data element category and combination, we go now to the data sets, which is the exact design for the report forms. So next, so data set, add new, and then from here, can you see the icons? Once you add new,
we can see the icons.
For example,
on the right.
For example, you add another. For example, you add PCD, then these the different icon, you could mouse over them and you could see that those these like a newspaper, you could click that and then you'll be shown to the design page. But if you click this pencil icon, you could actually make your PCB form like this one. So PCB-A2 form, PCB-A2 is the code. For every metadata, don't forget the code. And then, based on the data elements existing, you could click the greater icon to move it to the right side and then save it so that they would be available in your design. So, click the icon design and reform. So, with this design, you could, the good thing here is you could do it using the user interface like this. Just click the show selection box and then this pop-up will appear and then just double click and then based on its location there will be region default, province, municipality and okay. And then don't forget to save and close because if not your saving might be compromised, although it's for caution. Okay. Now we go to the dataset assignment editor. Yeah?
See, there's another question here from Dr. Raymond. Dr. Raymond, would you like to ask your question to Tin directly? Go ahead, Dr. Raymond.
Yes, my question is there an official list of codes for the DHIS2 data elements, or are these codes locally assigned, meaning the ones that implement it locally, are they the ones who actually assign the codes for these data elements?
Actually, there's no
Okay.
these are locally.
Dr. Alvin already answered.
Yeah, but what's good thing here is that even though you assign something as the code, you can't repeat it anymore. It will prompt that you cannot repeat the same code, so somehow it will be unique.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks. Because there will be confusion if you could just enter whatever code you want and then repeat it by other people. Okay. So for the assignment of the health facility, so you now go to this data assignment editor from the dataset, and then you could see the orange text. It means that it's the one being, yeah, there's a challenge in defining clinical data. Okay. And then posting spreadsheet says PCB. Okay, next. So for the procedure, these are the 4 OpenMRS setup, DHIS2 template formulation, importing data to template. Yes, and yeah, aggregation. And then now we go to the users. I think this is what's important. I'll show another slide. It's actually what we'll be using for some training in other local health centers. So this is step by step of how they could use, or how your doctors or users would do it. So I'll just slide down. Of course, log into Chief, administration, manage module, and then set up the access. Click the configure DHIS2 connection link, and then you'll be prompted to get or submit your account based on what field health gives that certain health facility, and then report data to field health. It would be installed as part of the installation in the local health center. So there's PCB-A2 and then PCB form A4. Okay. And then from this list, what we do is that there's only one location, of course, for the facility, which is also similar to the organization unit code in the DHIS. So they would understand each other who passed this data or this report. So what do they need is to just type the date or the period, and then instead of preview, you click post to DHIS and then click generate. And then of course, we don't want to submit blind data. So they want to check their submitted data. So this is how they would like SNOMED aggregate ventures. So for example, actually, I already submitted data from Project 7 Health Center in the Philippines to the test server because they said that they want to add some more patients because they haven't encoded fully. But so far, everything they set up, they can now send to PhilHealth. Only just some more encoding of their members and dependents.
Hello,
So,
Tin. Hello, Tin.
Yes.
Maybe we could just clarify this. What Fatima is saying a while ago. She said that they are struggling for unique data element definition for all. Maybe Fatima, do you have a microphone? Maybe you could elaborate on that so that we could know your experience on this.
Thanks.
Yes. Hello.
Hello, go ahead.
Hello. Actually, I'm saying in central level we have different MIS systems. So in few on MIS system we are using the DHIS2 and in central level. So with different MIS systems we are staggering for data element definition. Like if onto like community clinic, they are setting the data element as a maternal death data element for them on, and for another MIS they are setting same maternal death data element in different way. So we are staggering those things to set with them. That's unique things, because data element should be unique for everyone. We are suggesting them that on. So that's why I'm saying we are staggering to set the unique data element definition for all. Thank you.
Actually, if we could have the unique data element also, I mean, like we could reference what they're using to other countries, then actually we could even get more statistics for the World Health Organization or the worldwide statistics. So it's nice to have that unique data element. Yeah. So it's not per country only, it's worldwide issue, since it's more for decision making. So, okay, thank you, Fatima. Now select the need. When you go to the interface of PhilHealth after signing in as the health center, because they have limited access, they cannot do the maintenance data element, only the PhilHealth can. So what they can show is that only for their own, they can only view their own data. So the issue of privacy is still there. I mean, the privacy is being addressed in a way. So select data set if it's, for example, it's PCD-A2 form, and then April 2013 and Power Indonesia Cancer Year. Okay, so based on what you submitted or selected in this dropdown, the forms that you made based on your data set before a while ago, we made the design. So it would automatically be seen here, and how they submitted, for example, Rabies Health 7, NCR Metro Manila, they are now being sent. So you can see this is the value of being submitted, although it needs first after some sort of control with data quality. And so far, I checked already this part, the age sex distribution, and they're accurate this part. Although I need to check some more for others. So this is the distribution, and then the primary preventive services. It's actually, thanks, sir. and with the help of course, the people I've mentioned a while ago. And then this signs, symptoms, or whatever health data that you, yes, it's automated. So, and then after the reduced, but now when I told the municipal health officer or the physician in the health center that they could actually automate now, then they're very eager to submit or fill up every data that's been needed, because it's part of their e-claim also. They could get some benefits or rewards from PhilHealth just by diligently passing their data. And of course, if they said that it could solve their problem, because it's been difficult for them to just manually tally everything. And now it's just with simple click. So same with A2, this is for the A4. So the data submitted from sheets will automatically be displayed. The samples and B13. Municipality, BP measurement, there's no hypertensive mention, and this one for even consultation. Although our module for labs has not been utilized yet by the health center, so most are just 0. But now they'd like to add more and more. And then of course member, and the top 10 common illnesses. Although we may like to do some sort of fix for the morbidity. So after some sort of minor glitch with the DHIS. Actually, it's not a glitch, but since they promise aggregated number, so what we can only aggregate is the number. So in the report, the text like this one would be not shown, only in the data entry, but still it's shown not on, although not aggregated in that way. So to know if this data set is complete, or to know that that PhilHealth could know if which facility submitted their data, then they need to click complete. PhilHealth changed this. And then I'm not sure about the behavior of. Okay, I'll check for submission. While waiting, because for every restart, it's actually caching its information in sheets or the OpenMRS, so it's not that fast at the first load of everything. Which will help teachers to.
Okay, Tin, maybe while you're fixing your screen, maybe we have.
I'll discuss actually. I'll
Cause
the PhilHealth teacher.
okay, so Mohammed Ula from DHIS said that Bangladesh have the largest implementation of DHIS2 in terms of org units. That is almost 22,000. So are you now ready?
Nice.
Maybe maybe Mohammed could share some of their experience in Bangladesh.
Okay.
Sir Mohammed?
So well.
Hello, Mohammed. Okay,
Yeah, hi.
go ahead. Maybe you can share on that. That's 22,000. That's a lot.
Yeah, hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, very well.
Okay. Actually, we have successfully implemented DHIS2 in one of our MIS. It's DHIS MIS, and they have so far almost 22,000 organizations, and data is coming from all over the country.
All over the country. Okay.
Yes.
So what do you mean when you said that in terms of org unit?
It's actually the facility that we are. Sorry, actually I'm a bit sick. Uh, hello.
Hello, yes, go ahead. Are you okay?
Yeah, hello. Yeah. Can you see my link how I upload the template that is being done? Okay, I'll show you of course the template in case you're curious how it looks. Okay, this is how it looks. A bit pretty, but it takes it takes some sort of okay. So this is the data element and the code why it's important. I just browse few seconds, and then this is the aggregation. For example, the male, female, and then look at how they are being made per field. For example, yes, sir. Yes, hi, Doc Allen. Actually, they have the template. I mean, they have their format, but I did it. I made my SQL. Yes. So it's a bit long because you need not only know who are the members, what kind of membership, and it automatically knows which expired. And there are the different concepts that needs to be included, like polymer. So I'll just show it to you, okay? And then this is what I wrote this on. Yes. So okay. So after that, I just click the A2. Now I'll click the A4. I'll upload. Same process. Manage module. Then configure DHIS2 connection. It's HTTP philippines.dhis2.org/dhis. Save. Okay, so it's saved now. So you can see now the link here and both links. So I just like to share with you in case you have some confusion with this, because at first I thought there's no DHIS. If you are doing it in localhost, if you don't put the /DHIS, you would sort of have a problem. So you have to be careful at what you're writing. And even some mistakes in the code of certain data elements, it could lead you to problems. So just click the link, just what I shown a while ago, and it would take around, in my other computer, I'm using my other computer for sending, I'm not sure yet for this, but in my other computer, it's around 3 to 4 minutes for PCBA2, and around 2 minutes for the A4. So while waiting, other house workers could also do some tasks in another tab because you're waiting. Okay. Localhost 80/OpenMRS. So I'll yes, sir. Yes, sir. Actually, okay. I actually encountered before. There's been some error placed on the screen, and so far, before I optimized the query, it took me around 30 minutes, and I just waited, and then I tried to optimize my query, so it's now 3 minutes. So far, the longest is 5, I think. So if it's more than 5, or if you were patient, you could wait for 10 minutes, and if it's still not sent, then there must be some problems in setting it up.
In a week, may be into the process or over.
Yes, sir. Actually, Saptarshi, yes. We could always ask Saptarshi, sir, because he's actually very helpful in us following up and in knowing the A4. Although before we have issues in the mapping because we tried to do the external separately for A2 and A4. And you're supposed to do the A2 and they're supposed to do the A4, but because of the mapping issues, it's difficult for them to do because they don't know what the concepts are. And but I showed the queries also to Saptarshi for him to somehow validate it. So, he's sort of our consultant here in this process. So I asked him also for the back end for more to make it more faster maybe. And then for the A4, it's faster compared to the. Anyway, in case A4, in case if this laptop is a bit slow, I could already show you the result. The result in. Yes, okay. I'll show you what's the result of what we did in the local health center in Quezon City. Quezon City is the most populous city in the Philippines. So we are able to submit their data. So how can we enter? So data entry. Because if we do the data reports, then it couldn't show the text or the strings, only the numbers. Still loading the Philippines pages. So once you do the data entry, so you click the hierarchy or the organization unit. And project 7. For example, this is okay. So we were able to submit this data. Project 7, from Project 7, and then yes, from the community itself, not. Okay, and then we could click complete. Are you sure this is complete? Okay. So since this is this would be the result. See, it's around 5 minutes. So the result of at least you know that it is successful. As you can see in the data value count, import is 0 because we are already imported it once. What we did was just only update. So we update 78 fields, and there's no ignore. So everything has been passed. So that's the thing. In the US also. So this one is around 2 to 3 minutes, so you just wait. But while waiting for that to show, I'll show the A4 here. A4 and then April 2013, and you can see this has been submitted. So this is for the A4, and then we click complete so that they would for example say that they already finished with the submission. And then if you're from the PhilHealth, if you're the super user, then you could check the data set. The report, services, report. From the services reports, then PhilHealth could see reporting rate summary, who submitted their data. For example, Philippines, complete data, A4, A1, for example. And then you can see there's one from NCR. This is actually the Quezon City, that health center. Although the target is 46. So it's only 2.2% for that. So once you click complete for every health center who submitted, then you could easily know who submitted at A2 or A4 form. Or you could even dig deeper. You could check which part of NCR. Quezon City, for example, which of. So I'll again get report. And then you can see it's Project 7 Health Center. Okay. So far, this is the result of the A4. And you can see there are 83 updates. And there's no field or data being ignored. So we're able to successfully send from the OpenMRS of our Community Health Information Tracking System, or CHIP, developed by the National Health Center, to the PhilHealth District Health Information System, or DHIS2. So I think that's all for the demonstration, and yes, for this project to succeed. Although it took us a long time, and we really apologize for the delays, but at least those from the community, I have actually already demonstrated it to the municipal health officers from different parts of the Philippines, and who will be using the RX box with a machine. So for another project, much more health center in the country will now start using this reporting module to fill out DHIS. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dean, for that very extensive explanation on how to translate OpenMRS to DHIS2. Maybe Dr. Alvin could have a short wrap-up and address other questions being posted by our other participants in our meeting. Go ahead, Dr. Alvin.
You very, very higher level of frequency of use to currently they're starting to with login to DHIS and form DHIS2. What happened here in presentation, see the open team for DHIS2 further to the facility automatic the to DHIS2 offer mechanism is that can also in issues OpenMRS, and it's about using the DHIS report what can be done to maps already on the distributed and the they could is learn. Remote Excel schema was created in that you